And I mean, look, we all seen what happened last night. It was a 27-18 victory over the Commanders. The Packers won. We've seen Michael Parsons more than we've seen. Well, no, Michael Parsons has just been the talk of the town for the last 6 months, and I think it's going to continue all the way into January. This Packers team here, man. I, we could talk numbers about their defense. We could talk numbers about their offense, but no, let's shift to the opponent, Commanders. We had Mark come on here. We do the panels. You know, the expectations are there. Joe, do you feel as though I know you said relax in the intro, but do you feel as though the Commanders are they contenders? Do you feel like they still contenders, or do you feel like they pretenders? And I'm gonna need you to take the fan glasses off. You can answer both ways, but I want to hear the honesty. Let's go.
Be the honest. Be the real. Like I always do.
There we go.
So look, are they contenders or are they pretenders? Now, they're not contenders, but they're not pretenders though. They're not contenders yet. Because there's a lot of things I ignored. And kudos to people in the chat for saying some of the things that I ignored. Let's start with Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, hold out. It's kind of being.
You want big
Are you getting the full screen? Okay. Terry McLaurin's holdout. Yes, we can see the effects of it. Am I saying that's the main problem? No, but it's part of it. You know, because he's an explosive player. Like Javon said in the chat today, all the explosive plays, most of them come from Terry. And 2 games in a row, we missed them. Shout out to AJ. He mentioned it also about the timing on unfazed. I think, did you say something? I think you also mentioned the timing if I'm mistaken. I don't know. But somebody on this show did too. All right. But that's one thing. But that's not a big problem. Number 2, a lot of new pieces. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Debo's doing this thing. But we're talking about the offensive line. So I think we have talent on the offensive line. But Josh Connolly played left tackle his whole life. We asked him to play right tackle because we got Larry Tunsil. And early in the camp, Tomo, there were talks saying like he's not looking good as a right tackle. And then when we went into the Patriots training camp, he dominated. And in the preseason, he dominated. So we were like, oh, okay. And then the first game, don't forget, he got a holding penalty on Burns, and he caused a sack. Also, he got beat by Burns on the first game. But he was getting dominated by Michael Parsons. I feel like every time Micah lined up with him, he got beat. But he's a rookie. He never played right tackle. He will get better. And then Tunsil, you know what's crazy? I didn't even know he led the league in first starts last year. That's crazy.
When they said that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. You know, so I thought it was Cubs from the daggone Chiefs that led the league in false starts. All right, but when they said that last night, I was like, whoa, I did not know that. But do I think he played bad? I don't. I mean, Parsons is a good player. He's going to beat him eventually. I mean, that's going to happen. But Tunsil did his thing, you know. And Coleman is a good tackle, but he's playing guard for the first time in the NFL. He played guard some in college, but this is his first time being a full-time guard. You know, so there are some moving pieces on the line, and it showed. I mean, we talking about every other play, Tombo, it was pressure. Every other play. Did you know Jayden Daniels was pressured 25 out of 52 times? 48%, Tomo. That's crazy. He got pressure 48%. Sheesh. But it felt like 100 when I watched it. And yes, it did. I wish I had some clips up here. It did speed up his timing. He missed some guys open. There were guys right in front of him open, but he was so worried about the pass rush. And you know what this game reminded me of, Tomo? Thursday night football against Philly. That's what it reminded me of offensively. When we played Philly last year on Thursday night, Jayden Daniels looked and the offensive line looked exactly the same. There's a record with Dan Quinn on Thursday night football. He's 2-6. He's 2-6 on Thursday night games. So I don't know if that's something. Is that something important? There's a stat that I gotta hold on to because that's just like a trend. So is that lack of preparation? Like what is it? Like a game plan? I don't know what it is. Cliff Kingsbury. Oh my goodness. The first 9 plays. First of all, you playing a team who has a great pass rush. We know that. They got Michael Parsons, who's a great pass rusher. And what do everybody say about Micah? Run out Micah. Run out Micah. Did we try to establish a run in the beginning? No, we did not. The first 9 plays of the game, which were the first the first 3 drives of the game, we ran the ball 2 times. Come on, Tomo. Let's be real. Like, come on. Like, we gotta come out the gate establishing the run. My boy Bill had 4 carries the whole game. Why? After he just had 80 yards on 10 carries against the Giants. Why does he only have 4 carries? You gotta let these running backs get the ball, get the carries up. Austin Ekeler had 8 carries. Why is Austin Ekeler getting more carries than Bill? I don't get that. So that's what I was disappointed about. And lastly, Jayden Daniels had his lowest QBR in his career, 26.9. He had a 26.9 QBR, which is horrible. So it was a straight up F game across the board. I'm talking about the only team that showed up was the special teams. They were the only ones that showed up yesterday. Tressway did his thing, and the returners did their thing on both sides of the ball. Like they did a thing. Like we were good on special teams. We got good field position twice on special teams and did not capitalize on it. Debo came out halftime and got a 50-yard return, and we did nothing with it. Jayden Daniels takes a sack that takes us all the way back to a 50-yard field goal. So just like if y'all go back and watch me I was on Unfazed, I think. On Unfazed, when I talked about and on R2L, on when we played the Eagles last year, I was so hard on Jayden Daniels because he did not play well. And this game reminded me of that. We got a super chat. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's our brother. Shout out to Dave, man, being a member for 22 months. Play calling definitely has to be better. Terry should have been more involved, and the O-line could barely protect JD5. That was definitely,
right. But Terry, look, on the first drive, I think, the first play, Terry did like a little quick button hook. Ooh, he was open. I mean, was he wide open? No, but he threw it to the flats.
He was open enough.
You know what I mean? That was the first play of the game, I think. I think it was the first play of the game. Like, he threw it to he threw it to Austin Ekeler. Here you go. Like, Jayden, and that's exactly, y'all go back and watch the Eagles game. He was dinging and dunking in that first Thursday night game. Dinging and dunking. Boom, boom, boom. You know, prayers up for Austin Ekeler. He got Achilles injury. He's out for the year. And prayers up for Deidre Wild. He's also out for the year. So, you know, guys got to step up. You know, Deidre Wild wasn't one of our, he's not one of our starters, but he's a big rotation guy. He comes in behind Kinlaw and Payne. But guys got to step up. But kudos to the Packers, man. They play if Jordan Love do the ball better, they played a perfect game, bro. Like, that game was almost perfect. Like, Jordan Love missed touchdowns. That play with Trey Amos deflected the ball. That was a touchdown. He underthrew him. And then you watch that play. I forgot who was on the other side. He was open too. He was open for a first. They could have got a first down on that play if he really took it, but he went for the touchdown. He overthrew him. So, and that happened a couple of times with Jordan Love. Golden. When he overthrew Golden, oh my gosh, that was a touchdown. So the Packers played a almost perfect game defensively. It was perfect. And last thing, I know I said last thing already, but last thing I really want to say is Cliff Kingsbury watching that game and like the basically all 22, right? Because, you know, Amazon show you the whole thing. They run a heavy zone, right? They run a lot of zone. And the pass rush is there, so we get no protection. But Cliff is calling a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know how it was terminology for it, but a lot of stuff in the second level of defense. It's like, dog, like play, like drawing up plays that takes time to develop. You know, like, it's like, come on, man. He'll get Jayden Daniels one escape route, something like that. It was one third down he drew up. Only two guys went out for a route, and two were on a delay route. Zach Ertz and Austin Eckler, because they went to go pass block and then went out. But you can't. Come on, man. That's not. Come on, man. They say they watched the tape. That's what they said. So, but I'm not. I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not worried. I just know I'm glad it's happening right now. Because last year we hit our funk in the middle of the season. I'm glad, and I was worried then. We hit it right in the middle, but we was like 7-2, and then we just went on a losing streak, right? So, but here is week 2. The Packers are striving right now, and now the respect is gone. Now people, I just heard Colin Coward say that Jayden Daniels gonna have a sophomore song. I just, you know what I mean? I'm hearing that now.
It begins, right? It
I'm hearing
begins.
I'm hearing that now. So which is good. We want I want that like he need that pressure. He needs that because he didn't play well at all. He didn't play well at all. So, but yeah, man, floor is yours.
All right. So, Joe, I was watching this game, and I think the word that you want to put out there, and I had to make sure I was being correct in this one, is challenger. Not
Okay.
pretenders, not contenders, but your challengers. So you basically like, yeah, we're gonna give everybody a fair fight, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like after that game, I don't feel like we did just enough to say, okay, it's Super Bowl. The Super Bowl expectations are there because it's like if you're gonna come out and play like this the rest of the season, we got a lot of work to do. All right. And watching that game, I'm going straight back to play calling because everybody says your first 15 plays are scripted. So if those were your first 15 plays, I don't know what you was doing over the weekend or what happened after that Giants game, or maybe Cliff got too high on what the Giants did, and he was like, maybe we can run the same thing. But it's just like, no, no. And watching that game, I was taking some notes too. I wrote it down. I was like, well, what happened to the quick passes? Like, what happened to the passes where you could actually beat the linebackers? Who's up top watching these plays progress and saying, well, their corners are playing grade A on the outside, so why not attack the middle of the field? Attack the linebackers. Because every time you all did that, I think it was on a few third and shorts, you got the first down. Because their linebackers is okay, but they're more so dependent on Micah and Crew
Yeah.
get to the quarterback. They're like, well, if he can get to the quarterback, then we're good. And everything that Michael brings to your secondary is one thing that as a Cowboy fan you're gonna miss it just a little bit is if the quarterback knows that Michael can get to me in 0.2 seconds, I'm gonna have to get this ball out. So if your cornerbacks can just cover for at least 3 seconds, it's gonna look like they locked down. But some of
Facts.
them plays, they were looking like they just knew where Terry or anybody else was going. It was like one play to Noah Brown. Well, Noah Brown just flat out dropped the ball one time. Like when he
Man,
went
for
up,
first
he
down.
caught it and double pump. I'm like, you didn't have to do all that. All you could have just caught the ball, came down, live for the next play. But that was bad. They went right back to him. He caught it again. So it was that. Y'all had no zone busters. The run game was kind of obsolete because your first, like you said, the first drive, you went for 4 passes.
Straight
It was
all pass.
4 passes. I was like, I don't know. Am I watching the Commanders or I'm watching the Kellen Moore Cowboys? I don't know what's going on in this game, but I said this, and the score doesn't go off of what you were saying, Joe. Because I was like,
Mm-mm.
this reminds me of that playoff game. That Packers Cowboys playoff game was just like your offense can't do anything. Granted, JD didn't throw no picks, so he didn't really help their defense out as much as Dak did. But it still was just like their defense know where everything's going. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders. They going for it on fourth downs when they could have just got 10 points. They could have got a quick 3. So think about some of those. Also, the missed field goal on y'all end. That was
Two.
another, the 2, but that was a heartbreaker there. So you looking at it like, man, what is really going on? So as I'm driving home, because I went out to watch this game with a few Commander fans, I'm driving home and I said, why didn't I say this on the show? Dan Quinn, Kyle Shanahan. Anytime Dan Quinn goes up against that Kyle Shanahan tree, he gives them fits. I was like, why the one thing as a Cowboy fan that I complained about, I did not notice. Matt LaFleur was like, oh, we got this. I know what they're going to try to do over there. Let's just disguise a few things and run the ball. Maybe, hey, it'll be a good day. Because Dan Quinn, what he's now, I think he's 0-2 against Matt LaFleur now. Because if I think about it, he lost in Dallas. He lost here. If we go about it, I think he lost to Mike McDaniels in Miami because he was the coordinator for the Cowboys when Mike McDaniels and them beat him.
Oh dang.
I think the only
Right.
one he beat is Sean McVay, and that's when Cooper Kupp got hurt. So a lot of people saying the Cowboys only won because Cooper Kupp got hurt. But it's been a rough day when he goes up against that tree. And I was thinking about this all last year when you all were on your win streak. I said, Dan is great, but I can't wait to see when y'all go up against one of these Kyle Shanahan coaches because this gonna let me know if he changed, and it ain't changed. But I'm looking at your schedule. This is why I agree that your challenges. You bounce back. You got to beat the Raiders. You definitely got to beat the Falcons because of everything that you already told me about what Bijan said.
No, we gotta beat the Falcons.
You got to beat. You got to win those next two games. The Chargers one is going to be difficult. I'm thinking about that too, and I was like, which Harbaugh is the better coach? That's another conversation for another day. Because I'm like, we already talking about the one in Baltimore, but when Jim show up to a new program, they play like different players. Like the Chargers team like a whole nother team. So we'll see how they do on Sunday. But going off of this game, what did I actually learn? Dan hasn't changed when it comes to playing the Kyle Shanahan tree. I said it on our panel, I think. Jayden Daniels is going to be okay, but there's going to be games where the team fails him. I think this is one of them games where it's going to be a learning curve. I'm not going to say the team failed him, but this is one of those moments where you add it to the tool belt. You're like, all right, there's going to be games where Terry not going to go off, or I can't get the ball to Terry, and it's just going to be me and Debo, or I got to do it with my legs, or my defense isn't going to get a stop, so I got to go out there and make some things shake or find a way to slow the game down. Like, this is going to help him in his career. I wouldn't go as far as them saying sophomore slump because it's week 2. Now, if you go on a losing streak, now we can say slump, but you going up against one of the best teams in the league, coming off playing the worst team in the league. It's going to be a 180. Especially when they went and just got Micah, the whole world going crazy for him. You know what he about. And then every time he got back there, I thought about that Dallas game, the tap the helmet game. I was like, JD, like, bro, why is he back? Why is he back? I don't got to play him twice, but why is he back? We need this game. And he over here he's just having a day. So I learned that you all are challengers. You're going to learn from it. You're going to build from it. And who knows what the GM is going to do now because, again, you had two injuries, one to the running back and one to, I think he plays defensive end, right? Dietrich?
Tackle.
Tackle. So, again, you got to rebuild the room. I don't know who you're going to call up there, but you're just going to learn from it. Still be challenges. Like I said, we come back week 5 and you sitting up here talking some Tomo. We done lost the last 2 games. We need this one against the Chargers. I'm like, I don't know, Joe. It might be a long season for you, bro. Because after that, you got to go play Caleb. Then you got the Cowboys and you got Kansas City. And I'm like, I don't know when the turnaround going to happen. It might be the Bears game. Hopefully, it's after the Cowboys game for personal reasons. But other than that, I'm with you. Relax. I would kill anybody who came on here and said 40. But other than that, relax. Like, just relax.
Yeah, Mama sure. When he said that, even I was like, like what?
But you turned into Kevin Hart. You like, dang.
He shocked me. He said he gonna have like food. He started doing this. I said, is he about to say 40? 42 to 17. I was like, dang.
Nah, the Packers defense, we was talking about this backstage, but the Packers team, they're playing like they're in week 5 right now. So for me, I know everybody's talking about, we'll talk about it, the Packers are a bigger threat, but the whole Jayden Daniels at 89 yards, I think in the first half, is insane.
Man, the whole it was ugly. It was ugly, and Jayden Daniels it was just a L performance from everybody, dog. Like it was just so bad.
It was a bad night.
And you know what's crazy? The score, the Cords came in the chat today and said we only lost by 9. The score does not tell the game. It felt like it was 50-9. That's what it felt like. Yeah. And the fact that the defense held them to 20 points the whole game like that, like they weren't scoring a lot. They were getting explosive plays, but they were not scoring, and the offense couldn't help. The offense has been the downfall all year. So in the Giants game, the offense showed us. In this game, the offense showed like 21 points, bro. We should have scored a lot more than 21 points.
No, I agree with Mark when he said that. I'm with you on that one. Y'all definitely should have scored way more points on the Giants.
The offense wasn't clicking. It's like things that weren't happening. Like JD5 was in the aggregate, like things were happening. So the fact that the defense, it sound after what they did over 400 yards, they got 27 points, and the last touchdown came at the end of the game. Basically, they had 20 points after all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, good job defense, because they produced a couple of 3-and-outs, and we supposed to come back and perform, but we didn't.
Now,
Now the Packers were getting penalties too. That helped us a lot. But those false starts and those holdings we were getting. No, oh yeah. Also, Marshall Lattimore. In the beginning of the game, they were running. They ran the same play twice. They ran one play. They put Wicks in motion to the right, and he ran and makes it out. Boom. And then Marshall Lattimore didn't have no leverage, and then he got it. Then did the same thing, motion to the left. And this time they didn't follow him, but he ran to Marshall Lattimore's side and did the same play to the other side and got a first down, got 10 yards, like 12 yards off of it. And then he got hit with a PI. You know, a holding, whatever it was. So it's like
it was holding.
they were like the commentator said it like he was a shutdown corner, and now they actually picking on him. I was like, dang, that's true.
That is
That's what
true.
Al Marcus
Yeah.
said. Al Michael said that. He said it's a couple of it's this last year before going to Washington. He was shutdown corner.
Yeah. Remember when y'all traded for him? He was like, once he come off the hamstring, we good. We got our corner. We just gonna tie him up. It got to the point where they was with Jordan Love, like you said, he was picking on Marshawn, and he was really scared to throw to Amos or Mike's side. It was like wherever
Well,
Marshawn at.
Mike was getting beat too.
Yeah,
Mike
but
was getting beat, and Mike was getting beat. Mike actually was slow on the they went motion and he was slow to it, and then they ended up getting the first down off of it. It was crazy. But Trey Amos, I would say he played better than he did. Like he played better.
yeah.
I feel like throughout the whole game, his name wasn't really being called. Will Harris, he didn't play good either. Will Harris wasn't
There
good.
we
He
go,
had a
Joe. You bringing it back. Everybody that you all complimented last week had a
yeah.
bad game this week.
Like Will Harris, I'm like, bro, missing tackles and all kinds of stuff. It was like, man, it was just they tight end killed us. Like,
Bruh.
bro, like it was a elf game.
Yeah, the same game plan that they implemented, it was like at some point you had to flip it on them. They was attacking the middle of the field, and some of y'all linebackers was like, do the same, because I'm telling you, I'm watching this game. It was a one-score game for a while. And then it's just like, if you just attack them right there, it's right there, they giving it to you. You just never called it. Only when you all needed it. But week 2, like I said, by week 5 or 6, we'll know who each team in the NFL is by then. And like J-Mo Comment said, the Packers are feeling themselves. They think they have a chance to win it all, so they going hard. They doing. Some people would say it's probably the wrong time. And we're gonna address that a little bit more, Joe, when we roll over into, are they the biggest threat to the Eagles?